Why do I still crave sugar on GLP-1 medications? If you're taking a GLP-1 medication and still craving sugar, you might be wondering if something's wrong. The short answer is no. These medications reduce hunger for most people, but they don't eliminate all cravings, especially for sweets. Let me explain why this happens and what you can do about it. GLP-1 medications like semaglutide and GLP-1 based medicines such as tirzepatide, which is actually a dual GLP-1 receptor agonist, work through several biological mechanisms. They slow how quickly your stomach empties, act on appetite centers in your brain, and help you feel fuller. But here's the important part. The FDA notes that the precise mechanism for weight loss isn't fully understood, and the effects on specific food cravings vary a lot from person to person. So why might sugar cravings stick around? There are several reasons. First, these medications primarily address biological hunger. They're working on the physical mechanisms that make you feel hungry, but they don't directly target psychological eating patterns. If you spent years reaching for something sweet when you're stressed or bored, that learned behavior doesn't just disappear when you start medication. Emotional eating, stress responses, and habits developed over time can continue independently of the medication's appetite-suppressing effects. Second, there's the brain reward pathway factor. Research suggests GLP-1 medications may influence how your brain responds to food rewards, potentially altering the pleasure you get from eating, but this effect isn't the same for everyone. Some people notice a big shift in what foods appeal to them. Others don't experience much change at all. The impact on sugar cravings specifically is still being studied. Third, blood sugar changes during treatment can trigger carbohydrate cravings. This is especially common during adjustment periods. When your glucose levels drop lower than what your body was used to before treatment, you might experience cravings for quick energy sources like sugar. While this often reflects your body adjusting to a new baseline, it can sometimes indicate actual low blood sugar, particularly if you're also taking insulin or sulfonylureas. That's why it's important to follow your clinician's monitoring plan. Speaking of blood sugar, GLP-1 medications have a low risk of hypoglycemia when used alone, but if you're also taking insulin or sulfonylureas, that risk increases significantly. Your doctor may need to adjust those doses. And here's something critical. Do not change or calculate any medication doses on your own. Any adjustments must come from your healthcare provider. So what can you do about persistent sugar cravings? Start with nutrition strategies. Balanced protein intake at meals can help stabilize your blood sugar and reduce cravings. Adequate fiber consumption does the same thing. Regular meal timing matters too. Skipping meals can lead to blood sugar dips that trigger intense cravings later. And don't underestimate hydration. Sometimes what feels like a craving is actually thirst. Behavioral modifications are equally important. This is where you address those psychological patterns we talked about. Consider what triggers your sugar cravings. Is it a certain time of day, a specific emotion, a particular situation? Once you identify patterns, you can develop alternative responses. This might mean going for a walk when stress hits instead of reaching for candy, or keeping healthier options available when cravings strike. If you're finding it hard to make these changes on your own, talk to your healthcare provider about working with a registered dietitian or therapist who specializes in eating behaviors. Now let's talk about when to contact your doctor. If your sugar cravings are persistent and interfering with your daily life, that's worth discussing. If you're experiencing symptoms that might indicate low blood sugar, like shakiness, sweating, confusion, or rapid heartbeat, contact your healthcare provider. This is especially important if you're taking insulin or sulfonylureas alongside your GLP-1 medication. Also, reach out if you're having trouble managing your eating patterns despite the medication, or if you're concerned about whether the medication is working effectively for you. Remember, experiencing some cravings doesn't mean your medication isn't working. These drugs are tools that work best as part of a comprehensive approach, including nutrition, behavior change, and medical supervision. Here's what to take away from this. GLP-1 medications reduce biological hunger, but don't eliminate all cravings, especially those driven by psychological factors or habits. Blood sugar adjustments during treatment can trigger carbohydrate cravings as your body adapts. And managing persistent cravings involves a combination of nutrition strategies, behavioral changes, and open communication with your healthcare team. Always consult your healthcare professional for personalized medical advice about your specific situation. Have you experienced changes in your cravings on GLP-1 medication? Drop a comment below And if you found this helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more evidence-based health information.